Yesterday I hung some plumb lines so I could figure out where the center of what originally was just going to be the concrete blocks. I was just going to use those as the foundation, but then I started thinking about it more and reading more, and it's really not advisable just to put the foundation or the blocks just directly on the dirt. So I'm actually going to be making some concrete footers. I was just going to make them 16 inches square and about 3.5 to 4 inches tall. I think I'm actually going to double it up to make them even thicker. The thicker the better, I think. And over here in this area where we have 2 posts meeting in the center and joined together by a bunch of heavy nails, I was originally going to do 2. You can see here with the plumb line, there's 2 plumb lines hung, but decided really I could just do 1 in the center here and then have the metal jack stand go right here where it joins, and I think that'll be plenty of strength there. So I have 1, 2, 3, and I'll have a 4th one to pour concrete into. But over here, this is where I needed to put in a post at the end of this center beam here, because it's really not supported very well on the concrete block here. But when I started digging down into the dirt down here to find the compacted soil, I figured out that this is all just fill dirt right up against the wall. So I'm really not really sure what I'm going to be doing in this area. Probably digging down farther until I find the compacted dirt. So I'm going to continue with these concrete footers, building up the boxes so they're a little bit taller. And then I'm also debating whether or not I want to put wire in or just fill it 100% with concrete. I have some woven wire. I don't have any rebar to put in there to strengthen it up, but I do have a bunch of woven wire that I can cut into pieces and fold around and make kind of a cage. Not sure if that'll add strength or weakness into the concrete, so really just not sure at this point. First concrete poured. I underestimated the amount of concrete that's going to be required. I bought 5 bags of high strength 50-pound bags, and I used 3.5 of those for this. I have 1, 2, 3 more of these to do. I might have used a little bit too much water. I'm not sure. I'm just going to let this thing set for a few days and see how it does. I was mixing it with a paint mixer. It broke off some of the teeth of the paint mixer because it's just a plastic. It's just hard plastic. So I'll get the correct type of mixer. I like doing that in the 5-gallon bucket and then just coming in here and pouring it into place. That seemed to work out well. And as you can see, I doubled these up, so they're twice as high now, so almost 7 inches of concrete. I dug it into the base of this a little bit more also to create kind of a bowl effect to keep this thing from moving around. And then before I poured, I wetted the inside of the form boards and also the ground. So let this thing set, but I got the other 2 piers all set, perfectly level, double stacked high, so they're ready to go as soon as I get some more concrete. This center beam is not very deep into the concrete block, the CMU. At best, we have 1/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch. It's not much. I was doing some research last night, and there are braces by like Simpson Strong Tie that are designed to go against CMUs, and you anchor them in with concrete anchors, and then it is an angle and it then screws into the bottom. But it requires that these concrete blocks are grout filled. They call them grout filled. I don't know if it's actually grout, but basically the cinder blocks, you know, the hollow portions of them, those are completely filled with concrete. So it's essentially an entire concrete wall, because these CMUs, they don't have a lot of strength in their walls, and so you can't just put concrete anchors into them and expect them to hold a lot of weight. So I don't think that's an option for me. So I think I'm just going to continue digging as far down as I need to find compacted dirt, and then build a form to pour a bunch of concrete in so I have a nice concrete footer. There's been a lot of trash thrown in this. This is the bottom of looks like a jar. Lots of little pieces of glass and wood, or not wood, but metal, chunks of rock. From the top here down, it's 3 blocks high, and then there's a footer, a concrete footer, and I was hoping that it would extend on this side too, and I think I just found it. Yeah, I can definitely feel a nice flat footer surface. Yeah, right there. That's going to be a perfect landing spot for the post.
That's a deep hole.
Yeah, it is deep. I figured I was going to have to dig at least to the bottom of this wall, because there's a footer and then they put the wall on it, and that's exactly what I hit. So this goes down 3 concrete blocks before it touches the footer, and I went down 3 concrete blocks and there's a big giant footer. So I can dig this out a little bit more, build up a form, pour concrete, and then do the post
Nice.
to there. Or maybe I can even just do the post all the way down to that footer,
Yeah.
and then like wrap it in plastic or something so it doesn't get corroded and wet and moist from the dirt, and then fill it back in. Anyway,
Nice.
that's exactly what I was hoping I was gonna find.
Good.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a lot of dirt.
Yeah.
Thankfully, this is like, most of this was just fill dirt.
Yeah.
I could literally just take my shovel and just.
Oh, that's good.
So it wasn't like a,
Compacted.
if it was, I wouldn't have to dig it out.
Yeah,
But it was easy to get the stuff out.
that's good.
So,
Nice.
whew. So the instructions on the bag for curing says that it's going to take 5 to 7 days for this stuff to cure all the way. 5 days in heat when it's hot outside, 7 days if it's cold outside. And they said if it's going to get below freezing, you don't want this stuff to get below freezing. So what they suggested is putting a blanket over it to retain the heat that this thing puts out as it cures. I don't have a blanket, but I did cut some foam board and I'll just stick that on top and call that good. They also suggest doing a wet cure, placing some plastic over it, and I will just use trash bags. That's what I have. I was able to get the, what is this thing called? This cylindrical concrete building form filled up with concrete. It is actually a perfect placement. I was able to place it directly on the footer for the foundation. So it's on a very solid concrete pad footer. And I thought I was going to be able to fill it up all the way, so it stuck up, I would say about 8 inches past the soil level. I didn't have enough concrete, that was one entire bag, but I did get it past the soil level, just barely, so it'll work out well. In 7 days, I'll come back and I'll remove all of the concrete forms and reveal how this stuff looks, and then I can start putting in the metal floor jacks, the adjustable floor jacks for the center post. I'm not sure if the video is going to end here. I have a couple people scheduled to come take a look at what I'm working on here and give me some suggestions. There might be a different path that we take on this project. So for now, I'm going to hold up on putting up the floor joists, and I'm just going to kind of pause, talk to my friends, talk to the people that are coming out, and maybe get a different perspective on this.